and a very good morning to everyone. We're back with UTP News with your host Umar Muzaffar, here to do my report about climate change. Climate change has been a serious discussion among the global citizens nowadays. They are also currently and continuously being conversed about across the globe, with every nation participating in an effort to reduce the effect of climate change. Here to start the introductions about climate change. What is climate change? Climate is commonly thought as an average weather condition at a given location or region over time. People understand climate in many familiar ways. For example, we know winter will generally be cooler than summer. We also know that the climate in the desert will be much different than the climate in Greenland. Climate is measured by statistics such as average temperature and rainfall. Climate change refers to the change of this statistic over the season and year-to-year change as well as decades. These changes are really affecting humans in our daily lives. As example, in our country, Malaysia, the weather is very unpredictable. Sometimes it can be very hot and sometimes it can rain heavily. In order to discover people awareness about the climate change, surveys has been done to randomly 55 people consists of our group families and members and friends on all over the Malaysia.
Thank you, Umar, for the introductions of climate change. Now we will continue with problem statement of climate change nowadays. Okay, first of all, the problem is all because the reckless of humans being. If they continue their bad habits toward the mother nature, they will lead to not just to the health of people, but to the plants and animals. Okay, next, I will continue with the objective of this survey. Okay, our first objective is to measure the awareness among our people about climate change and how to overcome the climate change. Okay, the second objective of our surveys is to raise the concerns among people about climate change.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now we're going to talk about the causes of the climate change. The causes of the climate change is now happening because of the human activities. If the human activities keeps increasing day by day, pollution by pollution, it will cause a biggest effect of the climate change. The climate change that causes by the human activities is known as the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is where the gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide and chlorification carbon will keep the sunlight get into our earth but will trap the heat that the sun directly gave to us. The more the heat trapped in our earth, the more the temperature increase. This will affect all of us that live in the earth in the increasing of the temperature, and this also will cause the climate change that happen right now. Imagine if you've been trapped in a house that is full with gases. What do you feel? Is it hard to breathe? Yes, it does. And the human activities like burning fossil fuel, open burning, these will add more and more of the heat that will be trapped in the greenhouse effect.
Hi guys, so I have a question for all of you. Do you ever think and wonder what are the effects of climate change towards your health or your life? So basically, in this world, there are many effects of climate change. Even an outrageous impacts have been seen around the world. In the context of our whole universe, we can see that first, the melting of glacier, Arctic and Antarctic. Second, flood, drought, extreme weathers, the endangered species in the aquatic and also on the land, and many other things that we could see happen because of climate change. So guys, in context of our country, Malaysia, what have we seen throughout our life? You can see that ongoing process, the extreme weather has been affected our daily life. So because of this extreme weather, we can see that there are many effects on our country. First of all, floods, and also the flash flood during the end of every year. We see that this effect of climate change has also impact on our economy, social, and also many other things. So the conclusion of my interview today is that I have shown you guys the impact of climate change towards the environment, not only on our country but as the whole universe itself. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. I'm Muhammad Syamil Aiman from Mechanical Engineering Department, and I'm from UTP News. Today I will interview two respondents and I will talk and ask them about climate change. The first respondent is Usman, and the second respondent is Hamzah. So they are from PhD and in Fundamental of Applied Science Department. So Usman, I have a question for you. What do you know about climate change?
Climate change, what I understand climate change is the changes that happened in the environment due to temperature change that can cause many things. As a layman, this is what I understand with the climate change. But I am sure my friend here, he did his master's in geography. He can say more about it because they deal with the climate change.
Okay, good day everybody. From my experience, climate change is a change in the statistical distribution of weather elements. When we say weather elements, we talk about temperature, we talk about rainfall, we talk about humidity. Now, what normally happens is man in his daily activities releases greenhouse gases, and these greenhouse gases, they allow solar radiation to come into the Earth's atmosphere. When they come into the Earth's atmosphere, they trap and prevent the solar radiation from escaping. And when they prevent solar radiation from escaping, it makes tropospheric environment, that is the first layer of the atmosphere, to become warmer and warmer every day. So what normally happens is that as the climate of the environment change, either by a rise in temperature or change in rainfall pattern, the sea level will begin to rise. Diseases will begin to increase. Droughts in some environments will begin to increase. Bush burning or bushfire will begin to increase. Aquatic animals will also be affected. So there are different scenarios that are associated with climate change.
What a great explanation from these both guys here. So my next question is that, from your point of view, what can be done or anything could be done to reduce the impact of climate change towards our environment?
Assalam. Actually, based on the causes of the climate change, for example, changes in the air pollution, to have a kind of reduced causes of air pollution can be a very great thing if it can be done. So like air pollution that causes climate change, it's one of the main contributory factors that contributes to climate change. So to control it, how do we control it? A kind of fossil fuel, and this cutting of so many trees can cause, because green trees can bring fresh air, so cutting it will reduce the kind of carbon dioxide that we do take, oxygen that we do take, and which will cause a kind of great changes into the environment, and which will lead to climate change problems. Another thing that I think should be done is kind of control based on the countries, depending on the countries, individual countries. We have so many cars, so many industries, so many industrial villages, a kind of cars that brings out different carbon monoxide, which has so many effects into the environment and into the individual humans that we are. So actually, to control the effect of it is to get a kind of we turn to green instead of using fuel. We turn to bio fuel or kind of cars that will not be using fuel.
You mean alternative energy? Yeah?
Alternative energy, very good, thank you. So these are all things that is in any developed countries, you will see them. They are giving much emphasis on this kind of changes, because actually, when this thing can be done, a great achievement is going to be seen. Okay, based on the climate.
Thank you, Ismail. Hamza?
Okay, one thing we need to put at the back of our mind is that we own the environment, and we need to really make this environment comfortable for us to survive. And one of the things to do to mitigate against climate change is, first of all, to look at our policies. There has to be a reorientation of policies. For example, taking into consideration the industries, we need to create a more of an environmental friendly industries, just like creating an alternative energy source, minimizing the rate at which the environment is being polluted. That is number one, for example. Then secondly, we need to get like more of a catalytic converter. Our vehicles, emit so many carbon monoxide. We need to start manufacturing cars and house appliances that emit minimum amount of all these greenhouse gases. Then secondly is we need to embark on tree planting. Plant more trees in our environments so that the environment will be more greener and have a natural regulation of the ecosystem. Then another thing we need to do to mitigate against climate change is for the government to institutionalize policies that will force all these agencies that are engaged in the emission of greenhouse gases to minimize it. Maybe like a sanction or a punishment or a tax on these industries, so that the amount of gases that are released into the environment will be of a very minimum basis. I think from my little experience, these are my observations on the way to reduce climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, my friends, for the report out there. Ladies and gentlemen, overall, all the causes that affect our environment and lead to the climate change is all happen because of human themselves. Think about our environment when there is no technologies, industries, cars, motorcycles, and any activities that destroy our environment. For example, there was a huge burning forest at Amazon that destroyed many animals' habitat and causes haze around the places. Not only that, but the media also made a late report regarding these issues. All the people out there, we should be aware of this problem. We should show our responsibilities by supporting all the effort that our government do in order to solve this problem. Therefore, we hope that all of you realize and aware to this problem. Firstly, we have only a single mission: to protect and hand on the planet to the next generation. Thank you everyone, and have a nice day.